everybody. Thank you very much. This is some turnout.
Presidential candidate Donald Trump came to the South Bronx today to speak to some supporters and to a fair amount of empty space in Crotona Park. He was as bellicose as you'd expect.
Our black population and our Hispanic population who are losing their jobs, losing their housing, losing everything they can lose.
But Trump is a billionaire, and the South Bronx doesn't house any billionaires. Politically, Trump shouldn't get his hopes up.
First of all, he's a big fat bigot, and he just doesn't have any love in his heart for anyone of color, anyone who's in the LGBTQ plus community.
He's a crook, a liar, and a cheat, and he tries to make money off people. And that's what he's doing right now.
Welcome back to What Was That? I'm Gabe Sanchez. Donald Trump held a rally in the Bronx, and now he and the Republican Party are once again desperately trying to make it seem like it was much bigger than it actually was. The event was cast as part of his outreach to voters of color, and he tailored some of his usual talking points to the predominantly black and Hispanic crowd.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Bold strategy indeed, especially since Trump is a huge racist.
It does seem like they're trying to say Trump's racist, and they have to go all the way back into the 80s to say he's racist. I remember in the 80s, blacks loved Trump. In the 90s, they loved him. In the 2000s, blacks wanted to beat Trump. Everybody wanted to beat Trump, no matter what color you are. That changed when he ran for president.
Back when he announced his candidacy, the day he announced his candidacy in 2015, he made inflammatory remarks about Mexican immigrants. According to the New York Times, he complained that the 15,000 Haitian immigrants who received visas in 2017 all have AIDS. In that very same meeting, the Times reports, he said that once the 40,000 Nigerian immigrants given visas arrived in the U.S., they would never go back to their huts. The White House denies this report. During the presidential election, Donald Trump referred to a Gold Star mother, saying, "Look at his wife. She was standing there, just standing there. She had nothing to say. Maybe she wasn't allowed to have anything to say," implying that she was being silenced because of the family's Muslim faith. Candidate Trump also went after a U.S. district judge who presided over fraud allegations against Trump University, citing the judge's Mexican heritage. He asked journalist White House correspondent April Ryan if she could help him set up a meeting with the Congressional Black Caucus. And during a presidential debate, he generalized the lives of minority communities.
Let's see what people who actually live in the Bronx think.
A lot of his ideologies are on the brink of putting us on a civil war.
From the man in the barbershop to the woman at the bus stop.
He's just coming here just to get the votes.
There's one message to Donald Trump.
Don't come to the Bronx, you're not wanted.
Oof, sounds like no one is buying Trump's bullshit.
There was plenty of Donald Trump merch for sale outside Crotona Park today, but not so many buyers. This is the South Bronx, one of the bluest areas in the nation, and whatever Donald Trump was selling, most people here are not buying.
I'm not a big fan. Trump loved money. Trump have a whole tower and a whole hotel room. Trump do the president thing just to have the White House too.
It's a clown show. It's meant to distract from the fact that he is on trial, and it's a desperate attempt to gain media attraction.
If you were accused of lying over 34,000 times, would you introduce that person to your family? I'm not a Trump supporter.
In fact, Democratic Congressman Richie Torres thinks Trump is roundly despised in his congressional district.
If you did a poll about who's more popular, Donald Trump or lead paint, I suspect lead is more popular than Donald Trump in the Bronx.
But don't worry, Trump made sure to pull out his secret weapon, rappers Chef G and Sleepy Hollow.
Chef G, does everybody know Chef? Where is Chef G?
Trump is already slurring his words. Chef G, does everybody know Chef G?
Where is he? Come on up, fellas. Rapper Sleepy Hollow. Come on up here, fellas. How are you, man? Hey. Oh, I like that. I want to get that done.
President Trump. Oh, man. One thing I want to say. One thing I want to say. They always gonna whisper your accomplishments and shout your failures. Trump gonna shout the wins for all of us.
By the way, Chef G and Sleepy Hollow are murderers. Trump brought 2 murderers on stage as a way to court black voters. The 2 rappers were charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to commit murder, including a 2020 mass shooting on Folk County territory that killed 1 person and injured 5 others. Look, I'm not saying they have an ulterior motive and are desperately trying to find a way to get a pardon, but it sure seems like it. But this is just another one of Trump's racist attempts to court black voters. Remember Trump's sneakers? Now, according to Trump's team, there were more than 25,000 people who showed up.
And that is why you saw more than 25,000 people show up in the deep blue Bronx tonight, bringing the same energy and enthusiasm that we felt a few weeks ago in deep blue New Jersey, where more than 100,000 people showed up to hear from President Trump.
Really? 25,000 people?
Trump has a permit for 3,500 people.
So how can 25,000 people show up to a place that was only permitted to have 3,500 people? The math ain't mathin'. When Trump was talking, people were already leaving. Once again, this is the same thing that happened in New Jersey. And unsurprisingly, people in attendance were not even from the Bronx.
They're all from out of state. Go out there and look at all them cars that are parked and check them where they came from. Tennessee, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Texas.
And those who were let in were screened beforehand by the Trump campaign. This is not organic, nor are these people from that area. But before we jump back into the rally, I want to take a quick moment to thank today's sponsor, Roan. If you're like me, you understand the pain points of finding what to wear. Most clothes are either uncomfortable, or they're too tight, or they never actually fit your size. And when you do have a good fit, you can only wear it for a few hours before you have to change out of it for an important meeting, dinner, or some other outing. Now, everyone wants to dress well at all times because, simply put, it's a confidence booster, even for me when filming my show. Men's closets were due for a radical reinvention, and Roan stepped up to the challenge. Roan's commuter collection is the most comfortable, breathable, and truly versatile set of products known to man. We're talking about the world's most comfortable pants, dress shirts, quarter zips, polos, and blazers. They look great as individual pieces and work seamlessly together. Roan's signature 4-way stretch fabric is breathable, flexible, and works everywhere from your commute to work to the 19th hole. It's time for unparalleled confidence without the hassle. Roan's commuter collection features wrinkle release technology and is 100% machine washable. Looking good is that easy. Treated with Gold Fusion anti-odor technology for more wears between washes, you'll be fresh and clean all day long. So long, lingering odors. Roan has seriously become my new favorite outfit. I mean, I'm wearing it right now, and I even wore it on a recent trip out of the country. And after a day of sitting on a plane, taking public transit, and walking around in it, my shirt and pants were not only wrinkle-free, but also fresh and odor-free. I know, it's crazy. The commuter collection can get you through any workday and straight into whatever comes next. Head to roan.com/Gabe and use promo code Gabe to save 20% off your entire order. That's 20% off your entire order when you head to RHONE.com/Gabe and use promo code Gabe. It's time to find your corner office comfort. The Trump campaign claiming that there were 25,000 people in attendance in the Bronx is the same situation as what happened in New Jersey when Trump claimed that there were over 100,000 people in attendance.
You had over 100,000 people in New Jersey. By some estimates, far more than that.
Donald Trump firing up a massive crowd of up to 100,000 people in deep blue New Jersey.
We had over 100,000 people come. It was organic.
So there's 100,000 people there. As nearly 100,000 supporters turned out for him in New Jersey.
More than 100,000 people attended.
There were, 100,000 people at this rally on Saturday?
Almost, 100,000 in New Jersey?
And you know what they don't talk about on a lot of the media, you will, but others won't, is the fact that we had 100,000 plus people.
And if you look at aerial shots of his New Jersey rally and do crowd analysis, you'll find that there were only 3,000 to 4,000 people at its peak. And here is an aerial shot of Trump's rally in the Bronx. You're telling me that's 25,000 people? Get the out of here. And if that wasn't pathetic enough, check out this horrible take.
And of course, Donald Trump is from Queens. And when I was in the White House with him in 2020, we talked about both of us being street fighters. This is him being a street fighter.
Whoa now, street fighter? I mean, with those small hands? Come on. Donald Trump is a coward. He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth and given over $400 million from his father, which he impressively lost many times over. Donald Trump has never fought a day in his life. Remember, Trump, aka Captain Bone Spurs, dodged the Vietnam draft multiple times.
Deferments because of college, like a lot of people did. Numerous deferments because of college, and I had a foot thing, and I had deferment for that.
Despite the fact Trump had been active in various sports, including basketball and baseball. According to Selective Service records obtained by CNN, Trump had been out of school for 18 months before the lottery even began.
And just remember, when we celebrate Memorial Day, Donald Trump is the guy who called our veterans losers and suckers. And he also made fun of John McCain.
I supported him. He lost. He let us down. But, you know, he lost. So I never liked him as much after that because I don't like losers. But Frank, let me get to it. He hit me. He's not a war hero. He's a war hero. He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's a war hero because he was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
We drafted the lowest income level of America, and the highest income level found a doctor that would say that they had a bone spur. That is wrong.
Trump has never been, nor will he ever be considered, a street fighter.
This is him going as the underdog. I think this plays to the American spirit, not to the issue of politics here, to the American spirit where America has always been a country where we come from behind, where we go against the odds. D-Day is coming up June 6th. 80 years from the time when we landed on the beaches in Normandy, overwhelming odds against the United States. We took back France. Here, Trump is saying, I don't care whether I'm ahead or behind in New York. I'm for America here, and that's what he's trying to do.
D-Day, that's the narrative you're going with? Well, considering the Republican Party's fascistic rhetoric, maybe they think of themselves as the Nazis. But remember, the whole reason that Fox News and right-wing media and the Republican Party have to defend Trump's small gatherings is because the orange bigot is a petulant child with a small, fragile ego and an even smaller pecker. Well, that's all for me today. Thanks so much for watching, and feel free to follow me at I Am Gabe Sanchez. What Was That is made possible by viewers like you. And if you'd like to support the show and get early access to content, you can contribute to my personal Patreon at patreon.com/IamGabeSanchez. So until next episode, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been What Was That?